Welcome to our 2025 Gala of Unity, celebrating diversity and understanding for stalking victims.
Good evening, everyone. I ask that you give me a little grace. I told turquoise. So I'm also very jokey. So I was about to say, and I'm going to say it, I wear individual lashes because I'm going to cry off my strips. Anyone who wears lashes understand. So I'm just trying to hold back my tears. I was expressing to turquoise that I speak a lot on the different things that have happened in my life. But I haven't openly, I'm going through therapy with the stalking piece. So I ask that you give me grace as we navigate this together. Turquoise, thank you for the opportunity to be here. Your commitment to creating spaces where voices like mine can be heard is deeply, deeply appreciated. And I'm honored to stand before you in such, and I'm gonna hold my phone because my contacts aren't working well. Is that all right with you? All right. I also want to thank everyone for being here, a part of this important conversation where we unite to lift our voices for change. I stand before you not just as Elite Miss US United 2024, fancy title. I have my crown at home, massage. That's wonderful, but I am a human being who is navigating the space of fear. A fear that has shadowed every aspect of my life. Though when I wear my crown and my sash, it acknowledges my accomplishments. Yes, I did the interview and I did all the competitions, but we all adorn crowns, whether visible or not. They are crowns of distinction. They represent our shared humanity and our inherent dignity, a dignity that we all deserve. But these crowns are often too weighty due to some of the fears and some of the injustices that become a toll on us. It then represents in a form of violence, fear I spoke about, as well as trauma that none of us should have to endure. A stalker is an intruder. It's a force that they have that seeps into every corner of our lives. They're uninvited, they're unwelcome, and in some instances, they're unstoppable. They strip away our peace, dissolving the fabric of our safety and even our autonomy. It turns every breath into a calculated measure, every step into a question of our safety, and every quiet moment into an echo as to what if, how come, should I, what shall I do? The life I once knew, once filled with certainty and peace and ease, was shattered by the actions of a man who chose to invade my world. One of the most devastating moments of my journey came at a time when I was dealing with a lot of grief and sorrow. It was during the passing of my former partner. I was attending his funeral, a sacred space meant to honor his life, his purpose, and his mission. I was overcome with an amazing surmounting grief. I fell to my knees in anguish, and I felt someone pick me up and whisper in my ear, "I am here." It was my stalker. For a brief moment, before I turned around, I thought it was someone to be of comfort. But when I realized it was him, I was paralyzed with fear. My heart raced, not from a grief alone, but from fear that gripped me like a vice. The man had intruded into one of the most vulnerable spaces of my life. And because of his role as a pastor, no one suspected anything. While others saw him as a figure of support, I saw the face of my tormentor. I sat there, trying to figure out what to do as my partner was put into when he was in his casket, put into a hearse. I was left to endure that moment in silence with no help from the authorities because I was told unless I was raped, unless I was beat, there was nothing that could be done to protect me. This is the harsh reality of stalking. It is not a crime that hides in plain sight. It's shrouded in manipulation, societal blind spots, and systematic failures. The wounds it inflicts are deep, affecting our minds. I'm shaking as I'm up here. And I'm digressing from here because a part of me is panning to the right. And I caught myself doing that, though I feel safe. Thank you again. Our spirits, our minds, our very sense of self are impacted. When I wear my crown or adorn my sash, I carry a visible symbol of achievement, but it's also a reminder of the invisible burdens I share with many. Crowns of our distinction, they are not limited to pageantry. They belong to all of us. They symbolize our humanity, our worth, and our right to live free from fear. And yet, how many of us have to have those crowns weighed down by the actions of those who seek to harm us? Today, I speak not just for myself, but for every person who has to live with the torment of a stalker. I speak for those whose voices have gone unheard, whose fears have been dismissed, and whose lives have been upended. I stand here to say enough is enough. We need change. We need laws that protect victims before the worst happens, not after. We need change. We need laws that protect the victims before the worst happens, not after. We need systems that take every cry for help seriously. We need to dismantle the societal barriers that allow predators to hide behind titles, roles, positions, and dare I say, pulpits. It is a violation of our humanity, and it demands urgent attention. I give my deepest thanks to my family, my friends, my tribe, my community, and everyone who has stood by me. Thank you for using your voices. Thank you for using your actions. I have thanked them for using their power. And together, and with you all here, it reminds me that I'm not alone. But gratitude is not enough, because it will not end this fight. We must act. I urge each of you to be vigilant, to support those in danger, and to demand stronger protections. Let's call for new legislation that recognizes stalking for truly what it is, a crime of power and control that leaves no one unscathed. Together, let us lift up our voices, hold our crowns high, and transform silence into a resounding call for justice. I am Koya Bakare, and I am a survivor. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. To see more from our annual gala, click the top video. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe.